Hey everybody, parishioners of St. Francis. Surprise! It's me again, but for the last time, can't get away. For the last time for a video, I am here today to hand off everything to Ben Josie, who is going to be the new St. Francis youth minister, young adult guy, all around master of all things. So I'm really excited to introduce you to Ben here.
Hey!
Ben and I have known each other since 1999, or as I like to say, the last century. Ben and I went to St. Francis together. Mm-hmm. We've been friends, family friends, St. Francis friends, literally forever. Like, I think...
Back in, when I was in 5th grade, you were 8th grade.
Yeah.
Then our family group was Ireland, and we won the Spirit Stick at field day together.
You know, honestly, we peaked in grade school.
That was one of the best days of my life.
It was the Spirit Stick peak that we really...
I remember
we've got down since then.
We were in Ireland, and we had these like small red potatoes that we were just tossing around all day long. Having a good time. You know, one of the things that they really missed out on during COVID was family groups. Like, yeah, totally.
You just can't do that on Zoom.
Yeah, they were telling me about it, and that it hasn't been happening so far.
It's unfortunate. Because it's also a good leadership thing for 8th graders and 7th graders.
Absolutely.
Like, to lead a group of people and be like, I'm going to get the Spirit Stick. We're going to win.
Exactly.
Or maybe that's just me. We need to dominate.
Well, I was going to ask you some of the 7th graders yesterday, you know, getting these blue sweaters, like, is there some sort of responsibility that you feel like you're stepping into, kind of being leaders of the school? And I think it was something that they've definitely been feeling and not quite sure how to step into that role yet.
Interesting. Well, that's true. It's unfortunate that we've sort of not been able to let teenagers socialize in that way. They've missed out on some years of social development, which is scary and unfortunate. And you can't really make that up, you know? Mm-mm. So, Ben went to St. Francis.
Sure did.
Then you're a Kennedy guy. Go Lancers.
Go Lancers. Did football, wrestling, marching band. I was on student government, all over the place there.
And then you got confirmed when? When was your confirmation?
I would have got confirmed my junior year. So that was spring of 2014.
And you did it here?
Did it here at St. Francis. Did the confirmation class, did the retreat. And then the following year, I sponsored 2 of my friends as they did their confirmation. So been at St. Francis over the years.
St. Francis, Kennedy, you went to college.
Yep.
You studied music.
Music technology. Loved it. So much fun. Got to learn so much guitar, music theory, music production. I built all these little electronic instruments. I just had a blast.
And then, what have you been doing the last couple of years?
So, senior year of college, I joined up with a band. This group of guys on campus. They said, we need a bassist. I said, I have a bass. Let me learn how to play it real quick. And so, joined up with them through senior year. We started kind of having a little bit of luck, recording and playing shows around the Bay Area. And then decided at graduation to move to Nashville together to kind of keep it running for a little bit. So I've been out there the last 2.5, 3 years, just playing with my band, working various music jobs, just really loving life. Found myself with a really great community out there, but was just I was looking to come home.
How do you think, so you're in a band, music's this great thing. I've always felt like performance and music and art is sort of the pinnacle of human expression. Like writing music, singing, artistic performance. Like this is one of the ways that human beings can express themselves in a way that no other creatures on earth can. Like I truly believe like human creativity and spirituality go hand in hand. So like that's just me. I'm not trying to tell you. Like, I'm not trying to be like, is this what you think too? But like, do you think there's a connection between making music and music performance to like having a connection to a spiritual life?
I don't know if I've ever put that label on it necessarily, but there is just a feeling unlike any other. And I think with me, when it's most powerful is when, like, I love guitar. Mm-hmm. When I'm jamming out with a group of friends, there's just 5 of us, all have different instruments, playing different roles. And when we have that connection where we're just improvising, just making something up on the spot, then there is an electricity in the air that I just can't ever get past.
Yeah, right.
And it feels new every single time.
Right. That's awesome. Well, I asked that too because music is so central to not just faith, but like the Catholic Church.
Oh, yeah.
Like some of the most important pieces of music in the world history was written to express people's devotion to God.
Yeah.
And so like when you think about that, and I think about music groups who perform at church, I think about like old school organs. I think about like one of my favorite things. I've been trying to get Denise to do this at St. Francis. Everybody, don't worry. I want like the Sister Act nuns doing the songs together. Like that's what I want. I can't always get what I want, and I'm okay with that. But do you think that that's something you can work with kids to like understand, that something that maybe hasn't been talked about central to an identity around faith or worship, that you can get kids sort of excited about, like not just music, but like say someone's really into, say a kid is an athlete and they're like, yeah, I want to perform really well on the field, and I want to play football and I want to rock it, and like but I don't really, that God stuff's whatever. Like, do you think there's potential there to say to kids like that, like, whoa, no, there's actually like you doing this and focusing on this and rocking this, that's you having a skill that you're developing thanks to your creation.
Absolutely. And I think as Catholics, we're called to sanctify our work and whatever we're doing all the time, and really kind of connect with the Spirit of God flowing through us. And so in the songwriter community, a lot of people talk about, I'm not writing this song. The song is not coming from me. I'm merely a conduit for the kind of spirit of the song that's always flowing through us. And though they're not always talking about God, I think they are talking about the Holy Spirit, of just kind of being in this room and allowing the Holy Spirit to kind of move through our fingertips on the piano or on the guitar or through our voice. And I think the same thing can be said on the athletic field, or students that are participating in dance or musicals or whatever we're doing. The spirit of creativity is something that is so beyond us. And just like the Holy Spirit, it's not something we can totally comprehend and grasp our minds around. It's just something we have to feel and we have to be ready for it.
And like recognize. I think that's the hardest part to teach and work with kids to understand, is like, you don't have to, every time you're doing something, you don't have to like go down on your knees and do something super formal and like, oh, I'm praying so hard. Like sometimes it is just a recognition. Like you are working hard, you are studying hard. Like recognize that like that is something you can do to bring yourself closer to a relationship with the Spirit.
Yeah, because everything we have, all the gifts we have, the work ethic that we have, is all given to us by God. It's nothing that we can take credit for. And so I think you saying, helping the kids to recognize the way God moves through their lives is going to be a big theme of this year.
Big theme. Theme number one. So over the last couple of years too, during COVID, we've read a lot. Ben and I have sort of had a mini book club where we've read all the books.
The big ones.
All the books. One of our fave guys is this guy here, Thomas Merton. There's probably some other books in here that we've checked out, but we've read some Thomas Merton, we've read some Richard Rohr, we've cruised through some spiritual guidance books from like James Martin and stuff like that.
And this book right here, the 7-Story Mountain, is Thomas Merton's autobiography, and I really heavily credit to it being probably the most important book to lead me to this room right now and this job with you, Kevin, because when I read it, it's about his conversion story and kind of being a young man in New York City and then understanding the kind of need for something more. When I finished reading that book, I was just reflecting on my own life, and wow, there were so many gifts and blessings that I had, and the friends that I had, and the music that I got to play. I just still felt like I was being called to serve God in some other way, that I was called to something greater, something beyond myself. And throughout this year, I've just kind of been keeping my eyes open for, okay, what is that going to look like? Maybe it is where I'm at. But then ultimately when you talked to me and said, here's an opening, this is something that you should maybe consider, it kind of felt like immediately the answer to my prayer that I had been asking God, where do you want me? And it brought me here.
Yeah,
Francis.
That's awesome. And like, I think the fact that we spent a year and a half reading constantly. We read a lot, everybody. Like it's a key. I think it's a key to, especially for Catholics, to expand our understanding of God's place in our lives. What is truth? What is knowledge? What is discovery? What is desire?
Yeah.
All these things that not often people spend time thinking about or reflecting on is huge. And we did that, and like, it's led you here. It's led me where I'm at. I'm still working with confirmation, but certainly faith is a way to help sort of ground you as you maneuver through life.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the most reliable thing out there.
It is. Yeah, it is. And I think that that's a great thing to bring to kids right now, especially during COVID.
Yeah.
Teenagehood. Like, these are rough times. These are rough times for the children.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
And I'm just so honored to kind of be in a spot where I can talk to these kids and just hear about what's on their mind and what they're going through and whatever wisdom I might let flow through
Yeah,
me.
you'll have tons of it. So if you want to get a bit of Ben's wisdom, that's what you should call your column, a bit of wisdom. I'm calling it right here. How can people get in touch with you? What's the deal? What's your email?
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
So I'll be around. I'll be around St. Francis. I'll be in the playground. I'll be at my office. But please email me. I'd love to grab coffee, grab a meal or something, and just kind of get to know the different people in the community. Because even though I did grow up here, it's been a couple of years since I've been around it. So I'm trying to re-meet everybody. And if there's anything you want to talk about, what your kids are going through, what this past couple of years have been like for you, then please get a hold of me. My email is bjosie@stfoa-parish.org. You can find that on the website. But I'll be around. I'll be at Mass, so please come up to me after Mass and say hello. I'd love to meet you, love to meet your family, and just let me know what I can do for you.
Will you have a weekly bulletin?
Yes,
okay.
It's coming.
It's coming. Okay.
We'll see exactly what sort of things people are most interested in. But that's what I want to hear from you. Like, what do you want out of this parish? What do you want from me in this role? Because that's what it's really about.
That's right.
It's not what I want.
Bit of wisdom from Ben. I'm excited to hand off the role to Ben. Like I said, I'll be sticking around to help out with confirmation. But Ben's the guy. Ben's the guy now.
And a big thank you to Kevin for all that he's done in this role the last couple of years. Just being on the playground yesterday, all the kids were just like, "Oh, we're gonna miss Kevin so much." And I said, "Yeah," but I'm very grateful that he's sticking around and he'll be around to help me out.
Oh, these kids! What a joy! What a joy! All right, everybody. So we'll see you at Mass. We'll see you at events. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you later. God bless.
Thank you all.